Hey, this is Kim-Bellisimo. Welcome from chaos to creativity on this, you know, amazing day. Even though I have to say, this week hi everyone, it's been intense for a lot of people. So you may be experiencing a lot of chaos. What the current has been this week for people is, where you can experience your day is going really well, and then all of a sudden something stops it. Some block shows up, or something comes in, that undertow comes in and kind of pulls your ground. So today we are going to be like addressing how you can get back in the flow, how you can be in a new vertical wave, how you can live your life differently. And so I wanted to put a shout out, hey Doris, hey Kate, to the Living Room Collective. That is where I teach classes, and thank you for her support. So I appreciate your support in exchange in this time. So donate to kimbellissimo@me.com on PayPal, or Venmo at Kim-Bellissimo. Hey, happy birthday, Claire! Oh my God, happy birthday! We are sending the wave energy out to you, you swimming goddess in the ocean of Ireland. Happy birthday, lots of love. Sending such a heart wave. Let's everyone send birthday wishes to Claire, my partner in crime, and so much love to your birthday. Miracles today on this beautiful day. Yay! I wish I were swimming in the ocean with you. And the ocean is such a great way to feel all of that wave energy come through. Be swimming in the miracles. Oh my God, happy birthday, happy birthday. So now we're out of Leo territory into Virgo territory, and we're going into that moon, which is Piscean, which is the water, the waves, the emotions, the feeling of the current moving through us. So I am sending the current of love and miracles and abundance coming through. And same to you, Kate. Same to everyone, Doris, everyone on the call. We've been running Heartwave maybe for a week now, 2 weeks. And Heartwave is where we ask the heart, what wave do you want to run? What wave energy do you want to be in? Love you. And so that wave energy today, let's see what wave energy is coming through from the planet. So you connect your heart into the planet, and let's feel that wave, that current, that magnetic field, what's happening right now with the planet, with our updates, is we have all this light energy coming in. It has changed. So what does that mean with all light energy, the photon energy, which our fields are not as protected? So what's happening is people are seeing a lot of different realities, a lot of different pictures. This is where in the world you can feel the bombardment of all of these realities collapsing, and we don't really know what is real, what is not real. Now you're going to come into this weekend, and it's going to get really strong next week because of the moon energy, and that moon energy is all about Pisces. Kind of what is that? Being in that current, swimming kind of in the unknown. It's like swimming under the sea without your goggles on. So you will all have heightened awareness, kind of a heightened insight. You'll be able to see kind of your reality in a new way of seeing, okay, things are floating up from the deep swamps that have always been kind of in your swimming pool, in your reality. And now you're going to be able to see what it is that is distorted, what it is that you want to let go of, that you want to shake it out, move it out, or go jump in the ocean and like get it out of you. Because when we carry kind of these currents within us, frequencies that we find when we have a break or a separation, meaning we say one thing, we do another thing, or we attract people and their frequency is off. What that means is that vibration is kind of unconscious. It's down in the swamps. It's coming up, it's rising up for us to look at in order for us to purge and clear and drop it and shake it out or work it out. This is why it's so important now, being in the body, kind of being here in a health way, and really tuning into getting more power in the body, more strength in the body, with working out, with movement, even if you're dancing around, shaking the energy and like getting all everyone else's energy out of you. Because coming up this week, we are going to really, it's going to be very intense. Now, this can be a great thing that we are going to embrace, kind of this energy and the intensity kind of what is coming up, what is illuminating, the unseen coming to the seen. So I want you to first identify what it is that is going to be coming up emotionally, because the current, the heart wave, is about the emotions. And you may, a current and a picture may come up, a very dark, deep one out of that backstage space, and it may feel so intense. A lot of people, I have to say, this week have hit kind of where their foundation has completely collapsed, where they feel so kind of defeated, so not necessarily exhausted, but just kind of crippled. And now why this happens is because if we're attached to a certain reality, or let's say maybe we wanted a job, we wanted a home, we wanted, a certain relationship, and this week kind of that reality didn't show up. Now, it's important how you navigate this, because if you are attached to it at all, like if you are attached to a certain person, wanting a certain relationship, now think about it, how many billions of people are there in the world? And a lot of times the mind will want something, one particular thing, and if it doesn't have it, it starts to feel like life isn't worth living, that you can't live without that person. But that's the mind's attachment to wanting something, of seeing that that is the only reality that there is when there's billions of people, and it's not necessarily true. But I want you to notice, if this has happened to you this week, if you've been moving forward in an area of your life thinking that you're going to have a relationship, thinking that you're going to have that bonus in a job, and if it doesn't happen, your response is very important, kind of how you respond, because it's easy to go into, I'm just giving up, nothing works for me, collapsing. And if you go there, then kind of that energy and kind of the overwhelm will be creating your future. And it's very important in a way to respond. And you can feel bad, purge it out, get it out, and just kind of be, give yourself a time limit of feeling a little depressed. But really where we want to go with it is this: if we're not attached to the outcome, then now we have some space between what it is that we're attached to, whether it's that job or that person, and we can create some space, meaning that, there's more than one job, there's more than one person in this world. Now, if you can respond that way, then what the mind can do is the mind can start to create. It can get creative. All right, because I'm not going to have that, because that didn't work out, now let's create something new. Now, you may not have energy necessarily to do it, but ask the heart to. Ask the heart wave, all right, like really move me in a direction that is so fulfilling. Because a lot of times, kind of what we think we want isn't really aligned. Where maybe that person that you thought was interested in you, doesn't really show up half the time. Or they only show up when they want to show up. And then when you reach out to them, they are not there for you. And it hurts our hearts. People's hearts get bruised. And so it's very important that when things happen like this, or when that job, like a client was telling me, for her, she asked, and here is the important piece. It's more important that you are asking. That upper loop is about asking, whether you get something or not. Because the people that can ask, I remember even Halloween last year, there was this one kid that kept coming back asking for candy. And I'm like, that kid's going to get a lot. And a lot of kids, it's like their parents said, don't ask for more, or they couldn't ask. It was even hard for the little kids to ask for one piece of candy. But then you get these kids coming up with all kinds of havingness and the ability to ask for what they want. And it didn't matter if I said, no, you can't have more candy. It's like, all right, I'm just on my way and I'm going to go ask someone else. So when you ask, this is a very important kind of creative process in asking. And it doesn't matter what happens on that other end. It's about really building up your muscle. When you ask, you put it out to the universe. It means that you can have something. It means that you are moving forward to havingness. It's very difficult, for a lot of people to ask for that raise. My one client was telling me she would not ask, and then she would just take on all the work and do all the work herself and not ask for help, not ask for things. And by asking, it actually moves you into a greater relationship, because it's all about relationship. And that is what the heart is about. The heart is about, okay, can we get into relationship together? I'm giving, you're giving. Kind of there's an exchange happening. It doesn't matter whatever you give, but there has to be exchange. Because when there's exchange, there is relationship. And so it could be giving in a lot of different ways. So my client, she asked for that, increase in her job. She didn't get that. But, the old her would have been, collapsed, maybe depleted. But it was like, all right, fine. Now I'm going to, start to create and look for other opportunities and even still be present in her own job. But, and then it's kind of like she could ask for something else. Okay, well, I need more help here. So I can ask for somebody coming in and having an assistant and helping. Because in a way, you're not just going to be on this treadmill of giving, giving, giving. Like the old pattern would have been that she takes it all on, she's overwhelmed, and then she's burdened, and you can't move, and then you're in this rut. So we're all looking at changing kind of the way we do relationship. And I'm so proud of everyone that can ask. I want you to all go a little overboard on asking. Younger people have no problem doing this. I just have to say, millennials, okay, they ask, and it's amazing because they ask and they expect it in a sense, and then if they don't get it, they get pissed. Not everyone, but and then I've got clients on the other end saying, they're so upset with me, because I'm not getting it, and then they're starting to feel bad and give. So we want to balance here, but this asking is extremely important because, we may ask other people for things, they may not give it, but really the ask comes from, I am asking the planet every day, planet, what is my update today? And on this beautiful birthday day, the update is lots of gold, lots of pink, and that is self-love, self-care, And what, what can you do? It's like our birthdays, we treat ourselves well. Hopefully you treat yourselves well. And what can I do for myself? And the more you can do for yourself, the more you can give to yourself, the more you even are asking of the planet, you're asking, the light, kind of, I want to receive abundance. I am asking for abundance. That brings you in that wave, that vertical wave of receiving. Without asking, you cannot receive. And by being in this vertical wave, we've talked about kind of that heart wave, the heart wave as what wave do we want to run today? We're running the heart wave of abundance, of, miracles, or whatever you choose. And then run the wave, and you're going to start to notice now that, this relationship between your heart and the center of your head, your mind, your third eye, is it's coming up. It's coming up to bring those two in a relationship. And by bringing the heart, kind of running the wave energy up to the mind from the heart will ignite the center of your head, which will activate your internal light. It's very important that we activate your third eye, your insight, your ability to see the unseen, because coming up to this Pisces moon, the intuition is going to be off the wall. And you want to see kind of your intuition about yourself, your intuition of really, why am I here? What do I really want? What am I going to ask for? It's very important. And so by sitting in the center of your head, imagining a chair in the center of your head, grounding that center of your head to your heart, that way the two will start to fuel. The heart will ignite a flame, activating kind of the pituitary, the pineal gland. And that will start to generate this vortex, this spiral between the two. And by that activated, now even if you shut your eyes and place your attention behind your eyes, you'll start to relax the eyes. Now, that is where you're able to truly see reality. That is where truth lies. Because if your attention is outside of that space, if it is in the future, if it is on someone else, you will create a reality that is false in this time. So everyone just kind of place your attention in the center of your head and activate that vortex of light. Kind of the heart is the light bulb moving up, illuminating the picture maker. Now, once that picture maker is illuminated, kind of you're committed to turning that attention, the awareness, consciousness on that space. Now, that becomes the source of pictures. And when you even start to ask the field, kind of the living, loving light, ask the pictures, what are the updated pictures of the day? Kind of what is my new reality? I was running the wave energy of new opportunity, and what came through is now I'm working with doctors, with peptides, and this is great because this is about regenerating the body and how the body is adapting. We are moving into the next 3 months where our foundation is going to be totally kind of collapsing. And we've got to be very vertical, very present, and we've got to have this communication, this connection, the communication between the heart, between the mind, and within this kind of communication, we're going to start to see what our new reality is going to be. And even by just asking, okay, loving, living light that you're connecting to from above, what happens then is the pictures will start to be projected out. And these pictures are very different than the pictures that you're seeing in present time. So because of what I said in the very beginning, of there's so much light coming into the planet right now that you are experiencing an overpopulation of pictures. This is why most of my clients can read. Most of you are intuitive, like you can see. But a lot of people we see in the world that how are people believing kind of the pictures that they're looking at? People are believing that it's because when we have so much light energy, the communication, the true communication or spirit to spirit communication is through light. It's like in the dream space. In the dream space, we dream in pictures. But all these kind of pictures are not necessarily real. So moving into these next 3 months, by connecting the heart's energy, kind of the wave up to the center of the head, now the pictures that you're going to be creating are going to have the power. You need the wave energy in your pictures to make them come alive, to make them come to life. And really, with all of these other distorted sea of pictures that we're swimming in right now, it's very important that your attention do not attach to them. This is where we were saying in the very beginning that if what is falling apart this week are maybe a relationship, maybe a job, or maybe you didn't get what you wanted, it is distorted. It is not necessarily truth. We want all of this to fall apart. This has to fall apart because it isn't our truth. And the way to get to our truth is by turning our attention within to our heart. First go there, then ignite the pilot light in the center of the head. And by just kind of moving to the center of the head, now your picture maker is going to start to create very accurate pictures of your truth, of how you are going to be in this new reality that we are moving to. Because all of this up to this point, kind of COVID, kind of the fires, not everyone's in fires, but all of this kind of intensity is preparing us for the next 3 months and what we're moving into. And the only way that you're going to be able to navigate kind of from chaos to creativity, how do we navigate that? We turn our attention within. Because within this space, now we can truly see what is real, what is not real. And by keeping our attention within, kind of the picture maker and the heart is the fuel, it projects kind of this diamond out here in front of us, which can keep us focused, which can keep us on track, which can keep us actually being here in a new way. So as we move into this time, it's very important in a sense that we are internally focused, and as things are collapsing, notice your attachment, and you can grieve it, drop it, get it out of the body, let it go, hand it over. You can move it vertically. You got to move it vertical. And then what happens is this. So once you say, all right, this is not the way I'm moving, now there is more opportunities. Now you may not see those opportunities for a few days, and you may be kind of in the old Heartwave motion of the pain of thinking, of a reality collapsing. So you gotta get it out. You gotta shake it out, move it out in any way you can. And then what happens is, all right, now something new. I want you to look for something new that's coming through. It's very important that now you're just asking the Heartwave, move me into my new current. Move me into this new wave of peace, of my new life. Show me my new life. And the heart will take you on a ride. And if you can relax, another client yesterday said, my day was going so amazing, like the day before, and then in the morning, it was great. And then she talked to someone, and right after that, she got a headache. Like everything stopped. All of her creativity stopped, and the project she was doing came to a complete halt. Now, how many times has that happened to us? Now, I want you to be aware of that. When you're just flowing and moving, and things are easy, and they're not done in all this efforting. Like last week, we talked about kind of the efforting and kind of the worrying, and it's like the more you do, the better it is. No, not at all. And so I said to her, this is where you need to stop it, drop it, But also, when I hit something, when you hit something, I want you to do nothing. Like just let go. That's the time to relax. That is the time to unwind it before it began. So that's the tool of the day. So you stop, kind of drop it or hand it over. I unwind it before it began. So what does that mean? I unwind it before it began. Unwinding it before it began is, you're in flow. So with her, she introduced this new project to this person, and the person, she's connected to, nice person, but it isn't right with that person. And immediately it's kind of like she got the sign stop, And if she were to look at this from a mental point of view, the person's a great person. It's not about that, but it is not the right heart energy. The current, I could even see it and read it, like there's a few currents who even the person's involved with that are running in the space, and there's not a match. So immediately I want you to be very thankful, be grateful. Okay, she got her headache. So having that headache is like, all right, I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to move back in. And the moment you start to move back in is the moment you start to fill up with light energy and the earth energy. That's what the heart will do. Its magnetic fields pulls in the sun, it pulls in the light, it pulls in the earth. And then you start to renew. And by being renewed now we can start to move, and create. And so we're very open. Kind of when you move within, what happens is you start to spin. So move within and spin my fields. Move within, spin. Very simple tool. Move within, spin. The spinning creates more space. And the moment you hit a stop energy, unwind it before it begins. So that means it'll take you back on the timeline before kind of you started down a detour. We all go down detours, and when you go down detours, I want you, a lot of us beat ourselves up, like, how many times have I gone down that detour? How many times, have I trusted somebody, because they maybe, extended themselves, and that's the last time. So really, for it to be the last time, and don't beat yourself up if you go down the detours again and again, even with the same people, because you're learning. You're learning and you're growing. And so by unwinding it before it begins, you don't go down the detour again and again. And if you do, unwind it before it begins. And so, and then say, Heartwave, take me on a new ride. Because the heart can take you on the ride of your life. And heart, take me on a vertical ride. A ride that, the vertical ride is that figure 8. It is our relationship with the planet. And that relationship where we're going to release kind of our detour, kind of these frequencies that start living in us. We can, this is what's amazing. Now you're going to start to see next week. We're coming into Monday, Tuesday. That moon is Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday. You're going to start to feel it. You're going to start to see the unseen. And it's amazing seeing the unseen, because even if you don't maybe see it, you're going to feel it. And if emotions get heightened, remember what I'm saying right now. If emotions are heightened, don't take the bait. It means there are currents that are coming up, and they may project themselves as pictures. Something going wrong. Something, now that you can see, that's what the backspace will do. It will slam a picture of, this person is not right for you. Or it will say, you know what? This job isn't fully a match. Maybe you've been in this job and you've learned a lot of great lessons, and you can stay in it, but you know what? You can keep creating. You can ask for something new. You can start to be creative. From chaos to creativity is just that. It's kind of like growing up with being completely overtaken. The way I created myself, kind of the creativity, creating in whatever situation you're in. And by creating, you got to see options. You got to see possibilities. You've got to see something new. And by asking the heart, take me on a wave of something new. Now you can let go of playing out your old reality, because in 3 months, we've got to be on a new foundation. And if you can do it right here today and not move into the future. So if we can really update and ask, the planet and the field to update and integrate and renew this new time. So I would love to hear, let's see, I see a lot of questions maybe or comments. Give me your questions. Thank you, Yvonne. So funny. So what's a good way to prevent work from contacting during lunch after hours on the weekend? I'm not sure if I understand that question. What is a good way to prevent work from contacting during lunch? I'm not sure of that question. Maybe connecting. Hey, Jay. Let's see. Been setting diamond intentions daily for 2 weeks and they are not manifesting. What do I do? Right. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing kind of all this week. People saying, I'm getting a lot of backspace, a lot of blocks coming up. And so what you got to do when all that backspace is coming up, I want to know the pictures of that. Kind of, so what's been showing up? If your manifestations haven't been showing up, what's coming up? And what backspace means what block is showing up where by looking at that and by using the fuel of that, kind of moving that through the heart, or what you can do is ground it, connect it, by just moving the energy. And by seeing, okay, maybe your intentions haven't showed up, so get some new intentions. I even want you kind of looking at, okay, so what's new for me to create here? Because a lot of times that's what I was saying. We are attached to certain things we think we want, certain things we think we need, but now it's like what I thought I wanted, now it's different. So if we can just let go of what we thought, even if you can fully detach from the intentions like you're asking that you've asked for, it is about the detachment. When you detach, what happens is your fields seal more. And what that means is it's kind of like if you've ever dated and it's like you could care less. You're not really attached if they call, if they don't call. And then that just brings in all these people. It's kind of the people, clients have really mastered that piece is like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing, you are asking for an intention. Because in asking for the intention, it kind of moves you on a trajectory. It moves you kind of on a path. And then you're ready to let go of it at any time, because a lot of times the intentions I ask for are not necessarily, I think I want that, but when when I create the movement, I start to get in relationship. Now I start to create and something new can drop in and drop through. And if you can be really attached, what will happen is sometimes your intentions won't come in because there's not enough movement. And if there isn't enough movement, it means things have gone a little horizontal. It means, so what a simple tool to do is, okay, my intentions aren't showing up. It means you're in the future, you're in the past, or the attachment is there driving your energy horizontal, so you got to make things vertical. So take your intention like a boomerang, throw it up. The boomerang always comes back, throw it down. Kind of keep moving it in the vertical, create more movement. That movement will create some space for you, and then that space then gives you the ability, it's all about creativity, the ability to move, the ability, it's like this peptide stuff coming through. How did that come in, from with doctors? And how did that, like that, I didn't even think about. So, it's having enough space. So if we can all, let's ask the heart to create the wave of spaciousness, of expansion. Kind of when I see, things come through, you can throw an intention out. You can let it go. And you can not be attached. I can't tell you how much freedom. That is truly the intention. When you let it go, you're not attached, and you're free. Freedom is the intention, not being attached to anything. Because even if that intention comes in and it comes through, and if you attach, you will suffer, because the attachment means now you're not moving. Energy work means what? The ability to create energy, the ability to move, the ability to work. Taking stored energy and then moving it. When you move it, it's like oil in the ground. You move it, and then now you have gas, and then you can move things. Now you have the ability to work. So what is energy work? And energy works. It's the ability of taking the stuff that is showing up, which is a lot of backspace. And, I really feel, I'm there with you. I feel, your pain. And it appears to be a block. But this is where I don't really want you to trust what you see. And, you can feel it. It's like this backspace that continues to create, what we think we want into relationships that aren't really good for us, and to attachments that really are the old, kind of our old reality. And I want us all to update and integrate and fully move into something new. And so I'm feeling for you. My heart is there with you guys, but I'm also running a new current and a new wave and a heart wave and this vertical wave that we're in with, a new life. And so with all of this photon kind of light energy, galactic energy coming in at us, it's going to give us tons of pictures, but these pictures won't stick unless you've got the heart wave moving through the brain. Because any picture in your life that is distorted, something you thought you wanted but isn't, I want you grounding it, I want you connecting it. And when you do that, it can show up as something new. If you can't do that, well, you're attached, and you're going to learn what suffering is about. But that's okay, because we're here to learn. And let's see if there's is there an energetic shield to prevent coworkers to reaching out? Yeah, outside the normal hours. Oh yeah, that's a good question. And I'll answer that. Daily targets at work. Manifesting let's see, intentions daily, 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. So, yes, there is a kind of a tool, so we are all bombarded, right, by kind of wave energy. And the question was, what do I do when I'm out of work? But this is probably where you even lay down at night and your mind starts to go, and you start to think of everything that you need to do at work, and you can't shut it off. Or if our thoughts are thinking about someone, a lot of times just the mere thought of thinking about someone, they are thinking of us. And they start to live in our space. They start to occupy space within us. And it's very important that you continually clear that out, because if people start to occupy your space, it gives them the ability to not show up in your life. And then they start to use your energy and fuel to create kind of their intentions. And it's very important you own your space. So a way of owning and protecting your space is attention within, attention on the heart. Now, when you do that, you ground. Say, heart, ground me. Planet, ground me. Now that releases everyone's energy out of you. And then you ask the heart, and you ask the loving, living light. Or God, connect me. Kind of, if you think of a person even, and they're in your space, you can ground them, connect them. It'll move them out of you. It'll move them out of this horizontal relationship that you're finding yourself in. And then you would say, fill me up with the white light. spin my fields, spin, spin, fill me up with that blue light, spin my fields, fill me up with that ultraviolet light will protect you and seal your fields. And then I always fill up with the gold light. I'm always filling up with the gold light. Spin and spin, fill me up with the golden spin. And by doing that, then you seal your fields. You can even set the space by choosing that color. Let's choose that. I see an electric blue, lots of electric blue coming in. Put it at the edge of your bubble, the edge of your space. That defines your field. And then set your heart wave. If you're feeling other people in your space, that means you're feeling their heart current, their wave coming in. And it means that they're getting in on a picture. And so you may not be able to see what picture, and what I mean by they're getting in on a picture, there's a matching picture, maybe, where you both have a match of where it's demanding at work. And maybe the boss is running that demand energy in your space, through your space. And then you're starting to work all the time because you're just allowing, a lot of people do this at work. They allow whoever the boss is to run that energy through, and then they can't turn it off. They can't stop. So if you don't set your space, then, you're living somebody else's life. So to set your space, go within. Set your heart at color and set it at a feeling. So the heart wave is the feeling of how you want to feel. So if you feel invaded, so you feel spaciousness. So we're setting our heart now at feeling this peace, feeling heart, run the wave of peace, run the wave of expansion. And the heart will just do it. You don't even need to do anything. And it creates the wave out to your bubble and back. It looks really good. It's this, you can feel the calmness. It just really grounds everyone. And then, if there is a current, I see a few little currents in people's space that's not yours. If a current comes in, this is where, how do we know a current has come in? We know it because our throats will hurt. We'll get a headache. That is when somebody else's wave energy is starting to collapse ours. So it is a matching game. And what a matching game is you're going to either match people or they're going to match you. And if you don't set your space, guess what? You're living other people's lives. So set your space at a color. Set your space like an electric blue. And set it at an emotion of how you feel when you are just expanded and creative. That's the energy I set my space today at. Creativity. Created, expanded. And this just energy of creativity. That means no matter what chaos you're in, you will create your way out of it. And it is, so to me, because I grew up in the dumps, and it's so funny because I drove by there because I've been visiting my mom. And it's kind of like being in the dumps, like so much. My dad's a hoarder. And I should bring you, I think I'm going to do a series where I'm going to take you kind of to my life. And I was looking at my parents' house on Google Maps. Oh my God. And when you look down, you can see all the junk. So, so anyway, not that my mom's a hoarder, but my dad's a hoarder. But kind of in the chaos, what is chaos? And we're seeing chaos in our life. Chaos means stored energy. And what is stored energy? It is where we have filled our life, whether it be with stuff or whether it be with other people's kind of energy fields and frequencies, where it starts to come into our field and it stops moving. When energy stops moving, it becomes stored. That's where we gain weight. That's where we get puffy. That is where we just get a little distorted. You could see people when, they've got energies in them. And when energy's stored, now what we can't move forward. Our project stalls. Things get stuck. How do we get unstuck? We got to create some space so we can create. The first thing, and I know I've been giving you a lot of tools here, but anyway, I know we got to wrap it up. It's, so I got to get going. So anyway, just a little recap of the day, because we did talk about a lot. Continue to work the Heartwave. You can look at the videos. Next week is the Moon Magic, and this is a paid class, and I really appreciate your support. If you can donate, that would be so appreciated, and thank you for the Living Room Collective for doing the courses that you've been having me a part of. And so in recap, the heart wave, ask the heart what wave, heart, create the wave of peace, love, let that wave move out. It's very easy way of creating. Create with the heart, and we're going to be moving into kind of this new way of seeing, seeing from the third eye. So ask the heart to create the wave in the third eye. Place your attention there in order for you to start to create your truth, your true life. And with this relationship, you'll start to see life in a different way. Kind of the things that your intentions are now, you're not going to have, because you're going to be in a new life and you're going to start to see very differently. So we got to connect this space. And when you find that you are in a situation or, in a reality, I want you to be asking. I want you to ask, and I want you to have the courage. And that is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you get it or not. What matters is you ask. Because in asking, we're trying to move the asking vertically, asking God, asking the planet. Because when we ask that way, there's always this exchange. With people, we may not experience that. But if you close yourself off from that asking, then you're not going to get this vertical, information that comes in, which is the most important thing you can receive. And then if you start to find yourself on these detours, like we talked about, kind of, where everything is stalled, unwind it before it began. I just kind of move my finger, move the energy. And then set your space. That way we can protect our space, our current within our space, and that way the energy can move out and back, so people around us can match kind of the current that we are choosing to live our life in. We want to be with people that can be in greater whole, that can be in exchange. And if they're not, well, let them go have lessons somewhere else. But now is a time for all of us to take a step into this new reality and be on our new foundations. And sending so much love to you, and book a session at Kim-Bellisimo.com, and let's create miracles, because it is the time for a new reality. So thank you, love all of you, and Kim-Bellisimo.com. Thanks a million. Bye, guys. Bye. Thanks for joining. Love you guys. Love you, Doris. Love you, Kira. Love you. Love you all, even if I don't know you. Hi, Kira. Love you guys. Bye.